All right, Caitlin. Caitlin, where are you from originally?
I'm from the Valley, the Canoga Park area.
Tell me about your family. You had both your parents growing up?
I'm adopted, so I was adopted at birth. My parents are a lot older than most average parents, but yeah.
How would you describe your childhood in general?
My childhood was really good. I was an only child, but I still really enjoyed it. Except once it got to be around like 12 and 13 is when things started to get a little bit like not so good. Like I started getting bullied in school and things like that. So
What were your high school years like?
it was really rough. When I was first in high school in my freshman year, I got groomed online and I ended up being raped by a much older man.
This is when you were how old?
When I was 14.
How did this come about?
So this man approached me online, like on Facebook, and he was very interested in me. Like I didn't really knew what he wanted, but over time he groomed me slowly to come over to his house, and I would come to the house. This happened like twice. I came to the house and, he made me do like oral sex on him and stuff. And then the second time I went to his house, which I don't understand why I did that to this day, but, he took me to the bedroom. I didn't hear anybody in the house like I had once heard before. And he started taking my clothes off and, I said, I'm not ready for sex. And he was like, oh, that's okay. And he put me on the bed and he raped me anally from that point. I may have blacked out or something, I don't remember, but when I came to, it had gone from day to night. So I don't know how long it happened, but it was very brutal, and yeah.
Did you report him or tell your parents or anything?
I thought I was going to take it to the grave with me, but when I turned 18, I had a complete mental breakdown, and, it came out of me, and at that point, my whole family knew, and I decided to make a police report because I knew that if he was still out there, he would be doing it again. And I knew before that he had a prior as well. So he had raped another 14-year-old girl around the same time
He
raped me.
He told you that?
I'm sorry,
He
what?
told you that?
No, I found this online on Megan's Law. He has a prior, and there's another victim.
And where did this lead? Went to court, I'm sure?
Yes, it took a couple of years to get to court, but my case was picked up by the DA, and I went to trial. I testified against him, and I struggled with it a lot. I had another mental breakdown during the time of the trial. And but I got through it. I testified for a day and a half, kind of. And so he was found guilty on 7 counts of sexual crimes.
And he was convicted?
Sadly, he absconded, which is, he's on the run. That was when I was 21 and I'm 26 now, so he's been missing for about 5 years.
So he's still out there?
Yeah.
Wow. Are you still in contact with the law, trying to track him down?
So my case has been passed down from DA to DA kind of over this course of time. To my knowledge, there are DA investigators that do check from time to time, and I know he's on some lists, if he ever to go on a plane, he would be flagged immediately, both on the regular side and on the federal side. But there's no like no investigator, there's nobody actively looking for him. There's just investigators that seem to check from time to time to see if they can find where he is.
And being silent for this for the years that you were after it happened and now coming out, I'm sure both of these have had an effect on you as an adult.
Oh yeah, like when I first started coming to terms with what happened to me when I was 18 and I had that first mental breakdown, I started healing from there. I went to therapy. I've been in therapy since 2015. I've done different things like EMDR recently, which has helped tremendously with the PTSD-like thoughts and the repetitiveness of them. I don't have as much.
Tell me about EMDR.
EMDR therapy is like eye movement reprocessing and desensitization, I think. And basically you kind of relive this event, so that you start to almost become desensitized to it in a way. That's probably not the best way to describe it, but
there's eye move. It's alongside eye movement, which they found has helped, right?
Yeah, it's currently one of the number one therapies they use for PTSD, and it helped me tremendously. That's what I've recently done, and getting a dog. I'm weird. I like to name my dogs and my animals after the people involved in my case. That helped me get through it. So my dog that I have now is named Casey, and she's named after the police officer that took my report.
Interesting. And the EMDR helped you?
Yeah, it helped tremendously. Like I used to have a lot of anxiety attacks at night, and I used to have a lot of nightmares, and the EMDR helped kind of both of that.
That's great. And have you done any therapy or anything like that?
Yeah, I've done talk therapy, and I'm with 2 therapists right now. I've also done the medication side of it too. I take a specific medication for the nightmares, and that completely changed the game too. I pretty much rarely have nightmares now.
It's wonderful. Are you afraid that you're going to run into this guy at some point? Do you live in the same area?
Yeah, when I was raped, it originally happened in my neighborhood, specifically in Hidden Hills. That's not my neighborhood, but he took me to his home in Hidden Hills, and he lived very close. So yeah, sometimes I am afraid of running into him. I kind of don't think it would happen because in his prior, he did flee to Mexico before. They found him and brought him back and sentenced him, but for that previous prior. But, I feel like he could either be in Mexico or he could either be here in Los Angeles still.
Mm-hmm. Looking back at everything that happened to you, what do you wish you had done differently?
Obviously not talk to strangers online, but in a way, I don't think I could have changed what happened because this person was very good at what they were doing and convinced me very thoroughly to do the things he wanted me to do. I mean, after I was raped, all I knew was that I was hurt severely and I didn't want it to happen again. So I had stopped talking to him from that point. But he would always come back and come back over to my house, or let's come hang out again, over and over and over again. And I would even lie and say I'm studying or something like that. And even though my grades were horrible because of what happened. And so, I mean, I don't think I could have changed what happened, but if I could have, I would have somehow tried to prevent it. But I don't know that I really could have.
Yeah. In what ways has it affected you emotionally?
Other than having kind of PTSD-like reactions and having depression and anxiety, you know, it's been a long time trying to heal that and come to a point where I can function every day. So right now I'm at that point where, you know, I'm functioning every day and I'm still trying to, you know, become the adult that I want to be. And yeah.
But your life is moving forward and you're able to do things you want to do.
My life is moving forward very well. I don't deal with what I dealt with back when I was first, you know, filing the police report and stuff. I was a mess. I was completely suicidal when that happened. And I've come a long way from that. And now I'm just trying to take care of work stuff and then see if I can even move forward from that, like follow any of my dreams or things like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Do you have drugs ever become a part of your life or anything like that?
Yes. I didn't experiment too much in the very beginning of when I was like still 16 and going into adulthood. I mostly had experimented with weed, but then I did experiment with cocaine and pills and stuff like that. But it was very short-lived because I did overdose on pills very easily. I had like a 2-day bender on pills and that was it. I overdosed and that was it. So I've abstained from doing any of the hard stuff, but I definitely smoke a lot of weed.
What are you afraid of now? What do you worry about?
I'm afraid of falling apart again, even though I'm pretty confident that it wouldn't happen. I am still afraid of it because going through all of this in the past years has taken a toll on myself and my body and everything. And so I guess I'm afraid of having a mental breakdown again, but you know, I'm confident that it wouldn't happen again, but for some reason it's still a fear.
But keeping it a secret, as you had been doing before you came out, that would have been probably more destructive, or no?
Yeah, it was definitely more destructive. I definitely self-harmed a lot, and I was just a mess trying to keep it a secret, having anxiety, having depression, and not even really knowing it. And, you know, I don't self-harm anymore. I haven't in a very long time. But life was very destructive when before I had even ever told anyone.
Were there other ways other than the self-harm that it was taking a toll?
I mean, like I definitely like gained weight and stuff like that, but other than that, a lot of it was just the self-harm and the suicidality that came with it, and me trying to keep it a secret on top of that, how I was feeling, and the rape itself. Like, it just, I was traumatized, you know?
What were your parents' reactions when you finally came out?
Oh, I mean, they really, I mean, they wanted to help me, of course. I think they were very sad that I had kept it a secret. You know, my dad didn't really show too much emotion from when I had told, but I knew he was really hurting inside. You know, he didn't really let me see that part of him that was really, really angry about it. And my mom, I mean, she was very emotional. I mean, I remember one time I was getting questioned by the investigators, and I told my mom, like, you know, go in the other room because I didn't want her to hear the details of it. And she came in after I was done talking to the investigators, and she told me, she was like, I feel like such a bad mom. And I told her, and I was like, no, you're not, you know, you know.
And you're not allowed to disclose his information or name or anything like that?
To my knowledge, I shouldn't be disclosing his personal details or his name. But I am trying to write a book that will eventually reveal his identity, because I think people should be looking for this guy. I think he should be on Most Wanted or something, you know?
Especially because he's done it before. You had your encounter with him, and he's probably looking to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, even when he had finally raped me, you know, he was like, okay, let me take you back to where you need to be, you know? Oh, but I need to pick someone else up first. And I was like, okay. And he picked up this other girl near my neighborhood, and she was like the same age as me. And that didn't stand out to me then, but it sure stands out to me now. I mean, he was just, you know, like on and on. So I'm pretty sure he's still doing it, you know?
Wow. What would you say is the most important thing you've learned from this, Caitlin?
One of the most important things I've learned now is that you don't need to forgive someone to heal, especially if they've committed such a heinous act on you. You know, I came across so many people always telling me to forgive this person for what they did to me. And it's like, you know, the way I see it is like, if there's a God, that's his job to forgive. You know, it's not mine. And that has helped me the most, you know, just taking all those emotions and just running with it in my life and refusing to back down just because he took something from me, you know?
Yeah, your case is particularly hard because he was doing it, he's probably still doing it, and he got away with it. He ran
essentially.
away.
I mean, I still feel really good that I testified and he was found guilty. It's just that he absconded before that sentencing period and they lost him at that point. But I still feel really good that, you know, he was found guilty and all that. It's just the part that, of course, he's nowhere to be found. But, yeah.
All right, Caitlin, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
I hope you do well from here on out, and I hope they find this guy.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, thank you.